We the Fans is the #1 sponsor in battle rap. My name is Frank White, and I probably contributed to some of your favorite battles. I mean, in the last 4 years, I donated $222,000 to battle rap for the culture. Check out We the Fans Global on Instagram for the full catalog of battles I sponsor. And follow We the Fans Global on YouTube to watch full battle breakdowns from a sponsor's perspective and a recommendation for what battles should be booked next. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and keep stepping into your greatness. We the Fans is for the culture.
We are here. This card should have been called the Redeemer, but it's called the Re-Up. And it's going down this weekend. T-Top versus Jaz The Rapper, Tay Roc versus O Solo, Chess versus A-Ward, Rum Nitty versus New Jersey Twork 2, Charlie Clips versus Anderson Burrus, Drugz versus Project Prime, XO versus Trademark, J Smo, Chris Tex. Salute the Battle Rap Royalty. Salute the J Smo Reviews. Please make sure you follow them. We are here, gentlemen. Right off the bat, XO versus Trademark. I know of XO. I've never heard him rap. I don't know who Trademark is. Anybody here feel otherwise?
I'm not overly familiar with either talent to give an accurate depiction of this battle.
Mm-hmm. Yes, amen. I cannot give an accurate prediction or analysis of what's going to happen. I just can't.
Okay, that's not bad because we were introduced to Sick Pick and some of the other guys on the last card. So
I did know Sick Pick is fine.
You knew Sick Pick at the time.
I knew Sick Pick. He's battled a couple times on iBattle, Ohio dude. But if honestly, with XO and Trademark, I'm just gonna go off the name, and I'm gonna go with XO.
Okay,
I like that name better.
XO's a good name, and he recently battled Nitty. Tap into that battle if you haven't seen it. Drugz versus Project Prime. We all know Drugz, of course. Project Prime I've heard of, but I haven't seen him battle yet. He's also scheduled to battle Wusa, and he's also scheduled to battle, I want to say Swervo. Let me double check. He's scheduled to battle one more person too on the Final Destination card. Project Prime, yeah, Wusa. So Wusa and now Drugz. So anybody familiar with these two? Tex, go ahead.
Well, I'm familiar with Drugz. I'm very familiar with Drugz, and I'm gonna pick Drugz to win this battle just because I'm familiar with him. I'm not gonna lie. Like Drugz, it doesn't matter how much prep time he has. Drugz is gonna come. He's fire. I'm a fan of Drugz, so I got Drugz here.
Okay, Smo, where you at with it?
Kind of along the same lines. I can tell you right now, I've seen a Project Prime battle. Just nothing. I couldn't tell you which or that it stuck with me, but I know he's been booked all over. Feels like a ton of different times. Seen him versus like a variety of names too, like on different flyers. And I know I remember seeing flyers. Regardless, I would, if I had to pick. It's not really fair because what if I watch him again? I think he's fantastic and he will win. But it's like the safer pick to go with just the vet that and just ultimate. Drugz is you could just plug Drugz in any situation, man. Like he's kind of serving the purpose now that I felt like he's always has in battle rap. He's always battled at a high volume. We know that anyone that knows, I guess, much about him as a fan knows that he writes his rounds like quick. Guy can write around 4 hours or something. That's why the Goonies had that buzz that they could do that, and it almost propelled kind of the increase of volume in battle rap. But he pops up on some leagues, but bigger names, whatever names, and then some names like this. So he'll probably handle business stuff.
I do remember actually last year Project Prime battled on iBattle against Baghdad Lean, and I did watch that battle. I just searched it, and I do remember I watched that battle. It doesn't change my prediction. I got Drugz.
Okay. Well, it's a chance for Project Prime to prove himself. I don't know if this battle is happening or not. Charlie Clips versus Anderson Burrus. Let's put positive energy in the air. So Clips versus Anderson Burrus. Clips shows up and gives us a great performance. Anderson Burrus, of course, remains as consistent as he's been. How do you think this battle goes, Chris Tex?
I think I got Anderson Burrus 30. I think if the battle happens, I cannot see Charlie Clips caring. I cannot see him coming with rounds. He's gonna come with the Charlie chuckles. Right? He's gonna freestyle, and Anderson is going to. I spoke to Anderson about this battle. He is going to take it serious, and he is going to have written rounds, and he is going to be good. I think Anderson has a high winning percentage, man. I do. I got Anderson winning this clear. If it happens, if it doesn't happen, it's probably Charlie's fault. But yeah, I got Anderson winning it clear 30. Honestly, I can't see Charlie caring for this.
Damn. Okay, Smo, how you call it?
Yeah. It's just one of these guys right now. It's like I highly doubt that this battle goes down, and I just think like we have to get in a way that it's not to just down you. I'm not going to do the whole wide and straight drop because I feel like so many people take that route. But like, yo, like what confidence do I have that a Charlie Clips battle goes down right now? You know, he's starting a league. You know, remember that post? Did anyone see that recently?
I did. He posted it like a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, but then
I don't know, bro. I just
Good
don't know how you could see.
idea.
There might be no one like top 3, 4 robbers in battle rap. Like how many deposits has Clips taken and not returned to how many different leagues on how many different occasions? And right now we know that these guys kind of move in almost eras, right? You'll have people that kind of like for a year or two are looking rough and then they get their shit together. Yo, Clips has been like this for some time, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate because there is so much viral potential in the booking, which is the reason it's booked. You have Clips, who is Mr. Numbers, most of you battle rapper of all time, most of you battle rapper in the world. And then like he has this comedic on the spot factor that could play off perfect from what Anderson's doing, where a lot of like the mystique of it is like the quirkiness of Anderson rapping it, but then also it's well executed and it is pretty strategic for the most part. Obviously with something like the Rubik's Cube, there's a certain amount of timing, practice, performance. Like even if I don't consider it the highest level of rapping, there's a lot of things he does as an entertainer that makes him who he is, getting 500,000 views with Arsenal. So there's a real opportunity here. To extend a little for T-Top to maybe get like a million view battle that you would have never expected because you don't realize the markets these guys have on YouTube. But, you know, if the battle actually happens, I don't think it will. But if it does happen, I agree with Chris, bro. Like Anderson Burrus is going to win 30. I wasn't as impressed with his art stuff as some other people, but I think you have even more room to be even that much more explosive with Clips because he is like such an easy target. Even the community that's helped to build him to kind of be the star he is over him right now. So there's really nothing that you can do wrong rapping against Clips. The hard part is getting him in the building to do the rapping too. So
damn. Okay. Rum Nitty versus don't hold back. Rum Nitty versus New Jersey Twork 2. I am not involved with this battle anymore, but I'm still very hyped to see it happen. And I hope it does happen because I think these two are incredibly talented individuals. And I think if they both show up on 10, this can be one of the greatest battles we've ever witnessed. With that said, where are you at with it, Schmo?
This is another battle that why would I have confidence that it's going down, bro? Like it's not, and this one hurts even more. Because whether we were in a serious era of their careers or not, I'm not going to act like I'd be super tied to like Clips and Anderson. You know, like that's make or break on the card for me. But a Twork and Nitty rematch has been one of the few that like people really felt that were necessary because of the way that the third, even though their material in the third was good, there was just something about everything about it. It took a special moment, like what could have been an instant classic. And they're like, they have gotten better since then, objectively. Like they've both gotten better at a lot of things in the ring. Could they figure it out? And then it's like it's in purgatory. Like we feel the energy around it. And you know, I know that I upset Twork when I had said it, and I'm like, well, we'll see if these battles go down, right? But like then 2 more no-shows happened since then, and then we haven't really heard from him though. Is the thing, because you know, and listen, maybe he's going through life. He's got to be going through life to be acting the way he's acting. There's got to be something bigger at play here. But then stop taking people's deposits. Maybe you have to take the deposits, and that's on them giving it to you. But like, as a fan, though, where you're left with all that is why would I think he's coming? There's no post. Did he promote the flyer? Has anyone seen him promote or anything like that?
No, just his TikTok challenge with the girl in the arm.
So it's just like, what are we doing, bro? If the battle goes down, it could be fire. And I know that a big thing with Twork is respect level. He has the utmost respect for Nitty. And that's going to incline him to, if he's going to give effort, to give like max level effort or something that's respectable. I would still have Nitty 2-1. Like Nitty's been in form. Nitty's been battling all year. Some of the better battles. I wouldn't say he's been the best battler in 2026, but as per usual, he's probably in the 3 to 5 people that have really stood out. And you're taking that versus someone in one of the biggest slumps of their career in terms of what they've done in the ring and everything going on outside of the ring. So I'll go Nitty 2-1, but like I kind of feel similar to this with Clips, man. I just like there's just no sign of it happening, to be honest with you.
Damn. Ooh. Chris Tex, where you at with it?
I'm kind of in the same boat here. You know, I just being honest here, I don't know how much faith they have in this battle. Why is it fourth on this card? Why are there 3 battles above it? If they thought this was happening, there's no way that this is not the second.
It's the best battle on the card if it's happening.
It's the best battle on the card. There's no way it's not main or co-main event. So the fact that where it's placed on the card kind of shows me where the confidence level that this battle is gonna happen. I'm not gonna lie, because there's no way. Never mind. So I agree. If it does happen, let me preface this with Twork is my favorite battle rapper of all time. Right? He's Jersey. I'm Jersey. He's easily my favorite battle rapper. I love him. I would love for him to show up and do what he does. You know, Room Shakers and Nitty is also in my top 5. I love it. This is like, you know, I hate rematches. I always say this is one that I would love to see. Right? I really would love to see this battle. I don't think I am. I don't. But if it does happen, with the recent performances, it's just so hard for me not to say Rum Nitty is going to win this battle. Right? So I would go Rum Nitty 2-1. I really, really do hope it happens for T-Top and for this card's sake. I love T-Top and I want this card to be successful. So I do want it to happen, and I'm going to just say Rum Nitty 2-1 if it happens.
Okay. A bang nigga, Paru blood gang member. Dang.
It goes without saying. I think we would all prefer it for it to happen. Who wants to speak this depressingly on like a top 5 battle rapper ever, and then one of the best talents all around the game's ever seen? But like at some point you can't keep playing with people's intelligence. It's not a matter of me being insulting. It's a matter of me being like, yo, this is what's presented to me, you know? So
yeah, as a lifelong New Jersey Twork fan, I'm gonna go ahead and say that my hope is that he shows up, smokes Nitty 2-1, and just like changes the narrative on New Jersey Twork with this one battle. That's my
the second. Y'all are gonna go back and say he won the first one too. That's the crazy thing. I know how this.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it was a 30.
It went from we won at 1 to he's up 2-0. He was always
So what?
That's my hope. That's my hope. But you know, obviously the past has shown us some rough patterns, and I do feel bad for T-Top if this happens again. If for some reason this battle doesn't go down again when this is supposed to be a makeup card, I think that's going to be really rough for the brand. So he's taking a big gamble here. So I hope that motivates the guys to show up and do what they're supposed to do. This next battle, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of wish it was on Gnome. Chess versus A-Ward is such a big battle. It's such an important battle. I really wish it was on Gnome or Summer Madness even. Like, I wouldn't be mad at either or. Where A-Ward is, where our champion of the year A-Ward is now, and with Chess kind of popping back out and making a resurgence, it would just be so much better there. But salute to T-Top for booking the battle. There's a great battle wherever it happens. I got Ward 2-1. What we doing, Schmo?
I agree with quite literally every single thing that you just said. I would love, and I was kind of worried about this, and Swamp and Will was another example where it turned out good. Like their content, everything, just because of production and audio and even time lengths. Like, imagine what that looks like on Gnome or SM. And that's the same way I feel about A-Ward and Chess. And these are all kind of the same opinions I've had on the card. However, though, because of certain, situations that happen, now a rebooking, also them having more time to write, even though their promo was so iron hot going into the event, you do lose part of that. But I think maybe they let them rap a little longer. I mean, Chess is one like long round rapping ass motherfucker. So I'm pretty sure he's going to rap for 7 minutes, regardless what that fucking contract says. And I don't think Ward was born yesterday. So I think you get a real battle out of this one. And same way Swamp and Will, all production issues that I'm unhappy about aside, ended up being a really good battle. I also think A-Ward and Chess might even be a better battle, and it could kind of be one of the better battles this year. Like, Chess is always motivated for the Horseman. He's talking about going on another like run right now, and he did beat Drugz. He had one other battle that I had him winning too, but where he's been pretty locked in. I just don't think he can afford any like self-detriments versus Ward. And even if it's not a stumble, even if it's just a dry spot, like it's not like when Chess is clean, he just wins either. A-Ward just tends to win and he's always clean. So there's less to worry about. There's a higher ceiling with the reigning champion of the year. And even this year, dude, like it wasn't even counted for Cody. Like, yo, he fucked Fonz up. And Fonz has been tough, bro. And he didn't just like beat him 2-1, like 3-0, smoked him. It's really closer to a body than it is anything else. So he's got too much momentum, bro. I got to go A-Ward 2-1. But I actually have a lot of respect for Chess going into this matchup. And for everything I don't like about what's going on, I think this battle might have the perfect set of circumstances to be really good.
I agree. Talk to me, Tex.
I think this is the clear battle of the night. I think it's one of the few battles on this card that's been promoted well, right? They've been going back and forth, doing a little, and Chess doesn't do that much, but he does. You know, there's a couple YouTube clips out there of him talking about A Ward. This is easily the one I'm actually, you know, waiting to see. Right? I think it's clear battle of the night. I think Chess was great against Drugz. You know, that's the chess fight that we like to see. But he also got bodied by J2 this year. That was this year? Or was that last year?
That was last year. End of last year.
That's the end of last year.
Yeah.
So it depends on which one. I would love to get the chess that you know, that went against Drugz. But A Ward, we never really have to worry about which A Ward we're getting. We get the same A Ward every time, regardless of who he's battling. He's just too consistent. So I'm gonna go with A Ward 2-1. But this has everything we need to carry the card. Like this is the battle. This is the battle that would do it.
I agree.
So I'm very excited for this battle. But yeah, I'm going A Ward 2-1, and I agree. You know, it feels like it should be a URL battle. You know, with that type of production, because that's how good I think it's going to be. But you know, shout out T-Top. He's had this battle. You know, it was one of the other battles that were booked before, and you know, we're still. It not happening is just building up the suspense and the hype for the battle, and I'm really excited to see it.
Okay, we go on to the next battle. Salute the Roc. He had a medical emergency and couldn't get this done. Hope he's doing well now. We're getting Tay Roc versus O Solo. Now, I remember watching O Solo during Fight Club. I was a huge fan of O Solo back then. Not so much anymore. I think this is a money grab. I think this is a views grab. I'm not mad at it. These things happen, and O Solo is generating ridiculous views, so I gotta respect that. He's entertaining, and he's going viral every other day. So big salute to him and everything Gates of the Garden is doing. I think he just battled a preacher or something crazy like that. So salute to O Solo for figuring out the viral game. Yay! I never knock somebody's hustle. So I do have Tay Roc 30 when it comes to the raps, though, and I can't see a world where O Solo gets a single round. Chris Tex, the floor is yours.
So I know this is Smo's favorite battle on the card. So one thing I will tell you is that this is a 1 million view battle waiting to happen. Like O Solo gets the views. O Solo gets is ridiculous. Insane. You add Tay Roc to the mix, Mr. 1 million. Like this is a 1 million view battle waiting to happen. But come on, I mean. Am I gonna go against Jerzey? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I got Tay Roc 30. Like, come on. I got Tay Roc 30. I don't think it's gonna be close. I think O Solo is very entertaining, and I think he will be entertaining. I think he will try, you know, very hard because he knows that this is probably his biggest battle. But it's Tay Roc, and you know. Him, you know, Tay Roc, you know, had the medical emergency. It's him. Tay Roc backing out is not something that happens often. So, you know, I'm sure everyone gave Tay Roc grace. You know, he does not do that. So this battle's happening. I think it is going to happen, and I got Tay Roc 30 very clear.
Okay.
I know you got. We'll give you like 10 minutes. I know you have a lot to say.
No, I really don't. Because this Tay Roc 3-0, obviously. And I think O Solo is like my only thing is I really want to comment. Frank was talking about like I was a fan then and not a fan now. He's doing the same shit. I mean, like he
was rapping more back in the day.
O Solo is like, and I'm not even mad at this because it's got its lane, obviously, with the views he does, but he's like a living parody of battle rap. Like he's rapping. Like he's not trying to attack the opponent like that. We're all listening to the same rhymes here. I'll go with your Xbox and go, we like, yo, this guy, he's a comedian. Like, and I don't even mean it in a bad way, but I don't think any of his rhymes are ever to be taken that serious, or he's giving you layered material that we'll dissect for years to come.
A gun blow.
Bro, but like, I think I look at guys like him, and I guess because he says, like, Chris says trying really hard, but what does trying really hard look like? Like, he's there to entertain. He's not there to win battles.
He's going to entertain more than normal.
And that's why he does funny shit. It's viral clipping, but he was doing it before it was even fashionable, and that's what makes him kind of a trendsetter, or why he deserves, hopefully, whatever benefits he's getting from constantly going viral if he's figuring out a way to like make that work for himself. But yeah, that was my only thing. Like I look at guys like O Solo, guys like Dot, There's a couple others where I'm like, yo, like they're amazing entertainers, but like I think the parody of it is like these over exaggerated animations of a battle rapper. Like a battle rapper is trying to be a pen like Oh Solo, but he's kind of rapping like nonsense. Like I see the appeal, but it's not for the competition. It's solely for entertainment.
Yeah. Yes, but I really do think he was rapping back in the Fight Club days. I know you probably would not gonna believe me, but if you go back and watch the old Fight Club,
Maybe.
he was rapping. He was rapping. But yeah, this is entertainment, and I'm not mad at it. It's doing very well. He's doing very well, and God bless him. And I think Tay Roc has been jumping into different bags, like he did the comedic bag with Shadi Horror. I think this gives him the chance to jump in a different bag as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Tay Roc does, you know what I'm saying, as well in this battle, to see how he switches up for this opponent and has fun, because Rock is giving everything to the game.
You think he does that? You think he switches it up? Because I think something that's also really funny is the thought of Oh Solo like doing this whole like mystic wizard act, and then Rock just doing like his multis and gun bars overly aggressive and just smoking them like all 3 rounds. Like there actually is some comedy and just like classic like regular Tay Roc with it. But we'll see. I agree with Chris though. They're a small channel, but they're gonna get their biggest view battle off of this one.
100%. This next one, big surprise. You know, I have A Ward beating Jaz the Rapper.
Yes.
I think that this is a chance for Jaz to come back and get her just due, because she lost to Arsenal, then lost to A Ward. So Jaz, stop playing around. Big bag, lock in. This is not a time to play. Even though T-Top won the Miss Hustle battle, it was filled with a lot of lies and a lot of made-up angles. So Jaz, prepare yourself for what you're facing. This is a fight. This is indubitably a fight. I know that T-Top had a lot to say to Verb, and since that didn't happen, I'm sure there's some things he's going to say to you that are going to be crazy. And I think he kind of wants to make a statement with this battle, especially with Summer Madness coming. I think T-Top wants to build that momentum. So I'm going to go ahead and say Jaz 2-1, because in Jaz we trust. Jaz, it's time to remind people who you are. You know what I'm saying? A couple serious losses here. Stop playing around. You're Jaz the Rapper. You know what I'm saying? Chris Tex, talk to the people. Jaz versus T-Top.
So shout out to Jaz versus A Ward. I believe it just dropped on YouTube. Very, very good battle. I think it's debatable. I personally had A Ward, right? That was one battle where Duchess and I were split. You know, we came out and I was standing behind A Ward and she was standing behind Jaz. So that was exciting. And we both left thinking that our person won. But yeah, I definitely had A Ward winning. And was Arsenal her last acapella battle before that?
Yeah, end of last year was her Arsenal.
So Jaz is one of the people that I have as again someone with a very, very high win percentage.
Yes,
that means to me Jaz is on a losing streak, which does not happen often. There is no way Jaz is losing 3 battles in a row. I love Top. That's a double. But I just can't see Jaz losing 3 battles in a row. There's no way. And T-Top is also running the event way harder than people make it seem, running the event and having to battle as a main event. That's not an easy job. I hope T-Top is still clean, gives a good performance, because I think this battle can be very, very good. They're 2 of the best anglers that battle rap has. So I think it's going to be a super angle heavy battle. But I got Jaz winning. She's not losing 3 in a row. No way. Impossible.
Okay. Jay Small,
I got Jaz pretty clearly winning this battle. I just think she has more to talk about. You know, I remember she was like, what did she say when she did their podcast with EK? I don't know why I'm blanking. I know the name of that podcast right now, but you guys Last Second See, you know what I'm saying? And she talked about her battle kind of like not bringing up, you know, what's been going on with T-Top and how she's been so supportive. She's bringing all that shit up. And I don't even blame her. Like they're the type of battlers to do that. Like T-Top has notoriously been the battler to actually tell someone, no, I'm not, and doing that shit. You know what I mean? And it's the nature of the game. You get got. I don't really have sympathy for that, people. That's just, you know, you got to know better. Regardless, she's going to bring that up. And on top of that, I'm a huge believer and I think it's pretty historically supported. It is ridiculously hard your first time, or not even your first time throwing an event while also rapping on that event. Arsenal has gotten his ass kicked a lot doing that. John lost quite a few bullpen battles in the beginning, trying to balance that. And some of them they're even still pretty good in. But like, how do you lock in at the highest level for another top tier, the caliber of Jazz, while not just figuring out an event, for figuring out the context of this particular event, everything that you've already had and the headaches that you've already went through, and you're just trying to get a product out. You're probably already in the red no matter what happens. That's a fucked up feeling. I'm in the red, but I still got to do this shit. It's tough. And I do sympathize a lot with T-Top on that. It's not easy trying to put yourself out there and be a business owner or step into different lanes and invest. So, but I just think it's too much to ask for one man. I think T-Top will be pretty good. I think, the Verb situation was a little more charged up. It's different. I think it's hard to reconfigure for such a different strategic fight. And like you guys said, Jazz needs to get one back on the board. And is T-Top going to be clean? Like, he's already kind of struggled with that as is in recent years. Too many different things leaning Jazz's way. I do find it interesting though that she lost back-to-back battles, man. And there's nothing really to compare it to. There's so much talk about Jazz battling men. I just wish she would battle more women to keep that chain moving. Not stop battling the men, just mix it in if you're going to do that. But this is kind of when you consistently battle top tier men, you lose to some, and some even like Ars that you thought for sure she would beat Ars. And it's kind of one of the biggest losses of her entire career. And it felt like that. So, and even without her being active, this is kind of the consequence of being out year to year and taking all types of fights. And when you battle all the top tier men, you have some like that or Big K. A lot of people thought she had the tools for Big K, but it's hard to, be the best version of yourself every night. It's easier to do when you battle less frequently. So.
So overall, are we confident that this re-up is going to be the makeup card for No Cut 2 and its disasters?
What does that mean though? Like makeup? I think it could be solid, but does that you can never take away the time you took from me. I'm just pissed off it went that way. You giving me another event is actually doubling up the fucking time I have invested in you. So it's not a matter of making it up. Do I think it's gonna be like a classic event?
Yeah.
No, they've thrown out events. Do I think it'll be a solid card though, especially if most of these battles show up: A-Ward, Chess, T-Top, Jazz, and give me Rum and Twork. If those three battles happen with the few around it, you could end up having a solid card and definitely a step in the right direction. And this is a culture where as much as people get joked on, they're also quick to turn around and like pick you back up if they feel like you earned. I feel like that's just kind of the nature. It's hostile. It's joke. You got to have tough skin to be here. And I think T-Top's kind of taken like his lashings for this, what some deserve, some not deserved. You know what I mean? And then if they put on even just a solid card, 6, 7 out of 10, I think it's fair to be happy for him and report on the good battles that we got. But I mean, what happened, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to move on.
I think if the top four battles happen on the card, it's going to be a good event. They need all 4 of those battles to happen. The second, if the 2 most iffy ones that I'm sure we're all saying are the most iffies would be the Charlie and Anderson and Rum and Twork. If every battle happens, I got this being a really good card. As long as the production is good and and
I beg and plead, please, your production. I mean, there's no reason to be having battlers of this level if you're not going to invest in them rapping in a stable fucking environment. There shouldn't be, I'm not saying it's got to be the best mics we've ever heard, but we've seen little leagues pull it off all the time. There's got to be better solutions to the audio system. And even the video has been here and there at times, but I'm not a videographer and all that. If I can see him even a little, I'm cool with that. So I'm not even act like but the audio, please, for the love of God, it's been a reoccurring issue. And that alone would earn me personally as a fan huge points with Straight Drop if they could just figure the audio out consistently.
I'm not sure who's doing commentary, if Tati's going to do commentary again for this event, but for the love of God, don't make Tati talk for an hour and a half in between battles. Like that's so hard to do. Shout out to her for doing it, but it's just very hard to do when you have hour-plus gaps between battles, because then we're already investing our Saturday in this, right? I don't want to invest from 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. I don't want to do that. So we got to limit the gaps in between battles, and if that happens and there's decent commentary for 20 minutes, 30 minutes max in between battles, I think it could be a good event. And again, like Smo said, production is so important. So important, man. Having these big names just to have to put my TV on volume 100 to try to hear what they're saying, I don't want to do that. So I'm hoping the production is good. But the matchups are okay. I think if the battles happen, I think it's going to be a good card. Shout out to T-Top, and also shout out to T-Top for letting people get in for free that came to the first one. That bought the pay-per-view for the first one. He's doing right by those people. So shout out to him.
And speaking of the people who bought the pay-per-view, you need to email proof of purchase of your No Cut 2 pay-per-view to Park Life.
Hold on, let me write that down because I'm
okay.
going to do it.
Park Life. PARKLYFEENT@gmail.com. Again, that's Park Life with a Y. And so that's PARKLYFEENT@gmail.com. You email your tickets to that and your proof of purchase of the previous pay-per-view, and this will be free.
Awesome.
You won't have to pay. And it's a link that you won't be able to share, but it'll be a link that you can use to access this one. And it's going to be members only pay-per-view, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, support. And of course, if you purchased a ticket to the last event, I'm pretty sure as long as you email him letting him know, you can show up with your ticket from the previous event.
Yep.
But yeah, this was we gonna see how it goes, man. T-Top, I'm wishing you the best. Again, We the Fans is not involved at all in this card, but I am definitely in full support of what T-Top is doing. But T-Top and I will be collaborating at a later time for sure on a different battle that will for sure be happening.
Huh? Is it Aver?
It is not.
Okay.
God bless Verb, but it's not going to be Verb. But now that we've gone through this portion of the predictions, we're gonna start an interesting segment here on the channel called Wild Takes. So if you are easily offended, now is the time to turn this off. If you are emotional about people's opinions, now is the time to turn this off. This is a full disclaimer. It is going to be nothing but wild takes going forward. So if you continue to watch, I hope you have tough skin. Don't at me. Don't complain. I gave you a chance to stop watching. Now here we go with the wild takes. So I will let my good brother Jay Schmo set it off with the first wild take.
I'm gonna set it off and no, this is your segment.
Okay, so
you want Frank to set it off?
I can set it off.
Frank, I don't think you can bring us up here and then also make us the reason. They're gonna be like, no, he said it first.
No problem setting it off.
Right.
Say less.
He's waited a long time for this.
I wanted to do this, so we're gonna see where this goes.
Now, my first wild take of the evening. Where to begin? There's so many takes. So of course we announced Eazy the Block Captain versus Av. My first wild take is that not only is Eazy the A side in that battle, but Av is fully unrealized potential. Av had all the makings to be top tier. Not only did he not create enough of a trajectory to be upper top tier, but I think Av is barely top tier. Nobody's building a card around Av, although ironically they are right now.
Just did.
Although they just did.
Av is also on the short list of people that headline Summer Madness.
Salute to that. But I personally think that Av has not grown to his full potential as a battler. He should have been way, way bigger than he actually was. His talent level is God tier. I think he has God tier level talent. But I have watched Av just have these battles that keep him in middle class top tier at best. I have not seen Av dominate to the level that he should. He makes incredible music. He should have been putting consistent music out.
He doesn't dominate to the level he should.
He does not. He does not.
He could have
a lot of battles.
Yeah, but Don Marino.
He didn't lose in 2020.
Everything you're saying.
He was battling. Like, this is wild take, so I'm not gonna. I'm not holding back. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Av should have been a way bigger talent than he is, and I think that
Av got about as good as he was gonna get, bro. I
actually think he could have been greater.
I think maybe you could argue if he promoted more, he might have been a bigger artist, like in the grand scheme of things. I think that, and that is a part of it. So you're saying, especially in that department, most of these extremely talented writers or punchers more times than not, who then do nothing else with their brand. I agree it could have been a little bit different, but I think Av has had two different. Av's had two different predominant runs where he was the center of battle rap talk. I think when him and Roc were competing for champion of the year, regardless if he won it or not, there was a lot of talk on Av's name. His resume.
I remember that.
He got some wins that year, but it's still a great year. And then he had the run when he first jumped on URL, which I'd say is almost up to like the red battle. I'd say the T-top battle is where I definitively thought, okay, we're hitting some actual turbulence here. But like for a while, he was considered like one of the most dangerous moving in the game right now. And at the same time, he's got 6 different million view battles. Not that that's a stupendous number, but like there's a lot of cats that just don't have 5 million view battles.
Why are we waiting forever for Av versus Cal? Why are we waiting forever? Why he hasn't battled the Hitmans? Why he hasn't battled the Mooks, the Loaded Luxes?
But is everyone meant to do that though, Frank? But is everyone, think of all the top tiers and think of the short list to actually get to battle those guys? Are you saying that Av should have been one of the best ever, like Geechee, like Rum, like Roc?
Yeah,
like,
really. He had the talent.
Maybe that's where we disagree. I never thought he could be like that. I mean, I still think he's
Av and Geechee battled. Who was the A side when Av and Geechee? Because the Av battle is for me what made me a Geechee fan. So who was the A side?
Obviously Av, but he had been battling. He was more known. Like he was the A side of the battle.
And from there, whose trajectory went up and whose trajectory stayed stagnant?
Geechee, but we didn't know. You don't know in the moment that you're like, oh, that's gonna be Kobe Bryant one day. And you're just like, he's just Kobe Bryant at the moment. Like it's just like you don't realize that then that this guy is gonna go on to battle 4 times a month, all top tiers, and then run the next 7 years of battle rap. I just don't
not have the ability to do the same thing.
Yeah, no, he could have, bro. I never viewed him in that light, so maybe your expectations were higher than me.
I guess, but did he have the ability to do what Geechee did?
No, I don't think he's as good as Geechee, so I don't think he could have.
Av's talent has never been the problem.
What do you think, Chris? You think Av could have been you? Because you know the difference, Chris, between someone being like a top 20, 30 of all time and someone being
his
like,
talent is God tier.
Like, like the next level.
I think Av is absolutely top tier. I think there's no question that he's top tier.
No debate on that.
That's not.
I don't agree with Frank. Let me stay there. I don't agree with the take, but I'm sure he's probably not going to agree with my wild take either. But I do think that overall, I kind of get what Smo's saying, how it depends on what your perception of what you thought his peak could be. And I kind of feel like he reached where I thought he would reach. Like I thought he's been great for so long. I don't know. I don't think that I don't agree with what Frank's saying. And I think the expectation piece that Smo's bringing up is I think he reached what I expected of Av. So I don't feel that. I don't feel that way at all about Av. I feel that way about some people.
Y'all telling me that y'all tell me Av couldn't have been like as big as a Hitman or as big as a Mook and these guys. You don't think he had
No, I think
this puts us in a tough position where Av, if he watches this, it's just like, yo, you would have never. No, bro, like Av to me is the second best puncher ever. I could go on and on about the accolades that I already kind of went on and how I view him as like one of the top 25 guys to ever do this shit. And I'm not saying he's just 25.
I agree.
Like he's 25. But bro, he was never finna be no fucking Hitman Holla. That Av doesn't have the capabilities to be the 100 million view battle rapper, bro.
Why not? He has God tier talent.
He doesn't. While he has turned into underrated big stage, he's actually better on big stages than small rooms. He's been that way for a while. But regardless, he doesn't have the performance level that Hitman has. Like the natural allure that he has, he gives nowhere near the level of charisma or anything outside of the ring that's built him to be the talent that he is. I'd also say Hitman, and maybe this is the hot take, is a much better pure rapper than Av. Just pockets, cadences, all that. I think he's a knight, and like I think that's one of his biggest superpowers as a talent.
That's a wild take right there.
That's a wild take. That is a super wild.
I don't agree with that. He could never meet up to Hitman because Hitman was a pioneer in ways that Av simply can't because of when he came in. Like Hitman pioneered a bunch of shit and was around when a bunch of shit was getting created. Respect to Av, he just wasn't. So it's hard for him to ever match that level of impact when he can't be the first best puncher ever, the way that Hitman was the best performer and helps kind of create that whole, because he just wasn't there for that. So part of it is I think Hitman is better, like just better. I think Geechee is just better. Like I just think some guys were always destined to kind of just be better at this particular sport. And then some of it is like they have impact from a time standpoint that like he just can't match up to because he wasn't there.
but I also feel like saying to someone like Geechee is better than Ab. That's like saying in power forwards Tim Duncan is better than Kevin Garnett, right?
But he is.
Yeah, Tim Duncan is better than Kevin Garnett. He is, but Kevin Garnett's a fucking great power forward.
But
I don't
think
it's a slight to Ab comparing him to someone like Geechee, who's one of the best ever.
That I agree with is what I'm trying to say. Like, I just feel like it's putting him in a position where, like, if you only compare him against the top 10 ever, it's gonna be hard because I don't view him like that. But if you compare him, like,
to be up there. So what's his impact? Is
but that's your call on it. I don't necessarily.
Do y'all disagree with his talent level?
Talent.
I think his talent level is up there.
He's a legend. I just don't.
He's a legend. He's one of the best punchers, top 2
ever.
I just think some people are better than him, though. And I just think that's not like the craziest like take either. Like, I just
okay.
So,
we're getting started. You just gave me my second hot take, but go ahead, Chris X. I see your face.
All right, so my hot take, and I know y'all are not gonna agree. I guess I never want to hear DNA battle again.
Wow.
I'm good off him completely. I don't care for the current event bars. I think he acts like he retired when really Jerry West just retired him. He got killed so bad that he just didn't come back.
Jerry West did not retire him.
Jerry West retired him. He killed him. I was there on stage. I also think that he thinks that waiting long enough will make people want to see him, because when he was battling, it's not like people ran. It's not like he was the biggest draw. Like, let me go run and watch DNA rap about what happened last week. Like, I don't think that he was a big draw. So I feel like he didn't battle for a very long time to up how much he gets paid for a battle, and he thought he was going to make some return battle against Lux. He's not. We don't want to see that. I'd rather see fucking Danny Myers battle Loaded Lux than DNA. Then he thinks he's too good to come back and battle Eunice. I just feel like he thinks we want to see him. And overall consensus from the battle rap fans that I spoke to, we don't really care. Like if he battles, sure, we're gonna watch it, of course. You know, DNA is a legend. I'm not gonna take that away from him. But he doesn't have that excitement factor. When I see his name on the card, even when he was active, when I saw his name on the card, I never looked at it and was like, yes, DNA's battle.
That is a wild take.
Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing? I thought that's what the segment is for.
You're doing great. So I'm gonna go first. Smo is gonna hit you with the facts, so I'm just gonna hit you with the emotion.
Go ahead. Tell me he's the biggest draw in the world, Smo.
DNA,
lie to me.
Box office. DNA versus K-Shine 2, box office. DNA versus Eazy the Block Captain, box office. DNA versus Eunice, box office. DNA versus Iron Solomon Return, box office.
Iron Solomon doesn't want to battle DNA, bro.
Honestly, Chris
Iron Solomon needs to battle Tay Roc.
But DNA is a legend, and he's box office. I don't know what this anti-DNA sentiment is that made its way through battle rap.
Oh, so you know about it. So it's not just me.
No, it's very predominant. I don't know what happened in battle rap, but so many people all of a sudden are on this. We don't care about DNA.
We gotta keep it a band though, Frank.
DNA is a legend.
I don't say he's not.
I don't agree with everything Chris said, right? Obviously, in terms of I have a bunch of, but like DNA's attitude towards this community brought a lot of it on himself. And I don't think he cares. I think that's kind of the reaction he was looking for. Like, oh, you guys don't like me, so I don't like you. Because I'm not gonna lie, Chris, you gotta agree. He is historically one of the most just made fun of, put down battle rappers ever. People been killing DNA. But I will say this particular era of him, bro, every day he's doing complaints and this, and I have the thing. What was that weird thing on the podcast when him and Goods got back together? The energy was off. It all looked terrible after the mill shit. And he's like, no, he forced Goods to talk about battle rap just to say I have the solutions, just to say they have to pay me to hear the solutions. And it's very like, ooh, it's like I got money and I'm gonna come back and like show you. And it's like, that's just not, it's not genuine. It's not how good. That's the energy I get from him. It just looks very odd when he takes that stance. With all that being said, I wanted to see DNA return last year. I think DNA and Eunice is the battle. I do kind of sympathize with DNA though. Like, it's his return and he has been gone for some years. Say what you want. He's one of the 5 most viewed battle rappers of all time. Multi-million, ridiculously, one of the most recognizable faces. He actually did help push the culture forward. We have a whole golden era of battle rap that doesn't happen without Harry. That's because of DNA. You can never take it. I don't really give a fuck about them 2-on-2s, but he did.
They were on ESPN doing 2-on-2.
So with all that being said, I want to see DNA return. I just understand him wanting a bigger battle, but the reality is, bro, I just don't think Lux really wants to do that shit. People try to tell me I'm wrong. Like I haven't seen Lux say he doesn't want to, or he's changed his
want to
tune.
do that, bro.
But
He could return. Hold on, he could return because URL hasn't had commentators in a while. You know, Jay Black and Nunu, they
oh, you doing
we
a
haven't
lot.
really seen them a lot.
You're
So
doing
you
a
know,
lot. That's crazy.
DNA was doing commentating, even though every time he commentated, he just talked about himself. He could go back to doing that.
Yo, but listen, we can say all that, but we have a lot of battle rappers that absorb like that. Even though he's been trying to fight the people, he's one of the 10 best to ever graze our sport, bro. At least 15. At least top 15.
I have him in my top 15 of all time.
So for me, it's just how could you not be excited? It's just tough with the battles because Iron really doesn't like. There's a lot of battlers that are overly motivated to battle him. I think the only 3 battles, right? I think him and Eazy should be his return. But I feel like for a while there's the ego thing of the Eazy kind of discarding him, so he wanted to do it back. But you kind of need him to get everything you want out of the return. You want the name, you want a grudge, you want to be the center of attention. You got to go do the Eazy bet. Not that you won't add to that, your return adds to that, but his energy adds to that too. And y'all got to stop being silly and just admit that it's a dual thing to make that battle big. And if not that, it would be Eunice if he wants to do URL. And if you really want to swing for the fences, Shoddy. But if he's waiting for Lux, bro, he's never going to battle again. So it's just like, it's kind of.
I hope he's waiting for Lux.
This is crazy.
You're wild, brother.
Yo, and I don't think you're appreciating the amount of matchups he could do right now that just kind of help with the in-between stuff. Him and Jay the Nightwing popping up on a card. Him and Sheed happens helps pull a guy like Sheed up that's been fucking
effort to get over of himself to take these battles, Smo. He's not taking a battle.
But he literally said his first battle has to be big, and then after that, he's named these exact names for battles that he would take. He would battle a Hansel, who I don't even think Hansel deserves DNA, to be honest with you. But he would battle a Hansel.
Is that your wild take, Smo? Let's get to your wild take.
Yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to it, Smo. Come on.
I didn't think that was a wild take. I don't think that take by Hansel was wild.
We turning up. It's a party.
I would consider that just general thoughts. But if we have to speak on legends, and I guess one who's kind of been more quiet lately because last year didn't go so good. But when we talk like all-time ranks and all that, I really think since 2016, the career of Holla to Don has been vastly overrated. And I feel like when we talk about some of the greatest of all time, even though his peak is phenomenal, I think that you can like he spent a lot of time getting beat by a lot of the other greats in the game. And I think people finally caught up to it the last year or two with the Trez battle going bad, maybe the DNA battle. But we've been seeing that since John, since Math, bad footage being a constant. Even these people that on the rewatch said he beat Nitty, like mull it up as a bad battle. Then they want on the rewatch say this. It's not that he hasn't won any battles in between, because he has. But since 2016, there's just more in the red than in the green. And I think it vastly affected where I view him, where he was once up there with Lux and Mook and Hollow. That was kind of the big 3 endgame. Does anyone view him in that category anymore?
So I'm going to say this. I think once you're a legend, you are always a legend.
Well, you can't unlegend yourself.
I don't think he left the god tier. I think he is still up there. Like his I don't know. I haven't removed him from my top 10 of all time.
But he was the end. When he battled Roc, right? That felt like when some of these guys get like a Lux plate, right? Like when like a Lux and Cal, a Roc and Hollow, like, yo, this is that one for Roc.
Yeah.
And now you like fast forward time, Lux and Mook are still Hyler, like legend plates set up on the biggest stages. You get Lux and Nitty, you get like Hitman and Mook, and then you get Hollow versus Chef Trez on Scoops League in a fucking bait. Like it's just like it's not. And I think a part of that is because of the effort he put into the game. I think he's quit in multiple battles and nobody cares. He quit in his 3rd versus Nitty. He quit in his 3rd versus DNA. He quit in his 3rd versus Hollow. He quit in his 3rd versus Chef Trez. Danny Myers quit once. Y'all ready to send him back to mid-tier after fighting out of it for 10 years. Holla Don puts 5 times in 6 battles, and we say he'll get him on the next one. And I just think it's the disingenuous kind of fandom curve that people give to a legend. If someone still tells me he's a top 10 battler ever, I couldn't be mad because his peak is just so like that. But a lot of other people up in there don't got the years of bad work that Hollow's been having. So
unfortunately, your wild take is kind of wildly accurate. I hate that though, because it's like the Hollow I grew up on is the Hollow that battled Arse at the pool table, the Hollow that battled Charlie Clips, the Hollow that battled Sue Surf, the Hollow that battled, I could go on and on, Goods, the Hollow that battled Big T. That's the Hollow that I grew up watching. But this Hollow, this new Hollow, I don't know what happened. And it breaks my heart for real, because The new fans don't even get to experience why we revere Hollow so much.
Yeah.
Like Hollow versus Jaz, nasty business. I think it was like the first round where we got a glimpse of the old Hollow. Like
him and Ward was pretty good. And him and Ill Will, like people love that. But I think even when you watch those battles, like he gets the benefit of you haven't seen him good in a while. So you take what's good and then you try to equate it like, yo, I feel like Ill Will clearly beat Hollow. I feel like A Ward clearly beat Hollow to Don.
Yeah.
As good as he's really good in the Will battle. And he's pretty good versus Ward. But then I maybe it's just a matter of fan bases. One could argue preference, but like people be like, Hollow or Will is a debatable classic. I've never viewed it that way. I think he was finally punching up a little bit more. And I guess that's where it's more of a hot take. Like, I don't think Hollow Will is a classic. I feel like Will cleared him. I'm sure Hollow fans would be upset with me about that. But I just think when I name all the objectively bad shit where he's quitting in battles and all that, when you finally get 3 rounds, you're like, oh my God. And it's just him being good. Not great, but like good.
So, we definitely need a return to form from Hollow because I think he's one of the greatest ever. But
he's so useful for booking. We talk so much about losing Matt. You know me, Frank, where I'm at with booking, how I think about it. So I'm like, yo, there's still this possibility of like Hollow and Suge if they could get right and make it mean something. Or Hollow versus Already wants that battle. I don't know if anyone else wants that battle, but like I'm just saying, there's other battles that Hollow can serve as like a god tier plate for another guy trying to become a star and stuff like that. But how many years can you ask the guy to do it too? It's a fucked up question.
I'm gonna get to my ORED bad take later on. This next wild take that I have, that my closing wild take will be ORED, just fair warning. But this next wild take that I have, and I'm gonna complete the thought, and I'm gonna just let y'all say whatever y'all want to say. Hitman Holla is a product of people not appreciating someone who's winning. The amount of hate that Hitman has gotten is astronomical. I've never seen a culture turn on someone for being successful. People act like he just died to Mook. He didn't die to Mook. Mook won the battle clear, but we're not going to act like Hitman didn't do his numbers in the battle. This bizarre thing where people turn, like, let's be clear. Bags and Bodies gave y'all an incredible card. The Power Moves, one of the greatest cards in attendance, on paper, you name it. The Intergender One Night Stand, great event. Even though I had him lose in the Miss Hustle, fantastic event. The album that he put out, right, got no support from the culture. No support from the culture. Incredible album.
I thought it was good.
Everything he's done. It's crazy to me to see people turn on someone for being successful. Even when they're grading this Mook performance, they're acting like Mook destroyed his career. Mook won. Salute Mook. Mook is a GOAT. But people hate Hitman for being successful. I didn't even know that was a possible thing. That blows my mind. Am I tripping?
He robbed us with Bags and Bodies. You do know that, right? With the Coastal Rain TV.
What did he rob?
Coastal Rain TV. He made us subscribe for $5.99 and didn't drop episodes. The whole shit never even came out, Frank. I subscribed to it because I'm a fan and I wanted to support.
Bags and Bodies was a fucking mess for real. I know that we
never even got
on Twitter like it was a big era, but that was a fucking.
In our heads, we think of KD and Capo and these people are Bags and Bodies. We never got the footage.
You got one season, and then the other seasons got.
We didn't get one season. We never got the end of it. We know Cali Smooth won, but we don't know.
I ain't gonna lie. They ain't put the end of that bitch out.
They didn't drop it. He just robbed us, and I had to cancel and fight on my credit card. Like it was, we got nothing from Coastal Rain.
I ain't gonna lie, because I'm actually gonna be pro Hitman for most of this take, but saying we gonna be on TV and you just on the Coastal Rain app is so disgusting. Is so disgusting.
Yo,
honestly, Batty Rap was more successful than Bags and Bodies.
Batty Rap was crazy to say.
Which one's Batty Rap? Is that the joint Mook did?
No, Batty Rap. Yeah, Mook was on there.
Reality shows, bro. You never know where it's going out at. There's no promote. Like I didn't even know Mook shit came out. I just saw that bitches were fighting in the house once upon a time.
I watched every episode. Me, my daughter, and Dutch. We watched every episode, and it was entertaining.
Oh, the whole family
loved when they fought.
The whole family watched Batty Rap.
Hey, new episode of Batty Rap in the living room right now.
How you live, Chris? I can't say nothing.
So y'all turned on Hitman Holla because he didn't release the Bags and Body episodes? Is that
I didn't turn on Hitman. I think Hitman Holla, and this might be a hot take to match your hot take, because a lot of people don't like. I think Hitman Holla is a top 5 battle rapper ever.
ever.
Everything he
and
ever
number
did.
one performer ever.
I think
that's
he
a
is.
hot take. No, I think a lot of people.
But when you get to, and that's not just a view, because I include impact. But anyone that knows me is like, I try to be more on the sports, like their abilities and how they competed in the ring more so. And I think he doesn't get credit for the winning battle rapper that he's been, for the years of being an underrated, one of the best anglers ever, multiple like legendary angles going out, all these different things. So on one hand, I do think people underrate him. We're like, he has no bars. I mean, he's not, but not everyone's like, he doesn't have no writing. He is a good writer. The way he stacks his syllables and raps is part of writing that people don't even want to consider. He's not a humongous wordplay guy. He's not a pen or a puncher, so he's not going to have a ton of that. But his angling, reality rap, there's always multiple lanes to success, dude. Like T-Rex is a fucking legend, and T-Rex isn't rewriting you know what I'm saying, like all types of craziness over here. There's plenty of different styles that can get you over the top in battle rap, and people just go, he's a performer, he's this, and he's never, and I just don't agree with it, bro. I'll never forget the way that he handled K-Shine and Tay Roc. Never, ever. And then when he battled Geechee, that was a highly competitive, one of the best battles of the year. Geechee, Tay Roc, and K-Shine. So he could battle all these guys in fairly recent times, right? But because he lost to Eazy, he just never had it. Or I don't know. I just think some people definitely lose it. But he also pops his shit a lot too, Frank. And at the end of the day, one thing he doesn't want to admit is he does get overly invested in just internet comments. It's the best way I can put it. I can't even say overly emotional.
He's passionate. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. Listen, but you also know, as Hitman would tell you too, there's ways to move, not just in this game, but as a man. There's times to let it go. There's times to not let it. There's times it's going to make you look crazy to blow up. And then there's people that don't blow up often. So when they do hit that level, it's like, yo, you really are hearing what they say more. If I yell over everything, I become background noise because I'm just fucking yelling. Hitman's arguing with like TK on Twitter, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Hitman's doing like the stupid, like, there's just shit that doesn't need his response. And he like gives, you know what I'm saying? Like he gives it a response, or he just, or falls for a rumor comes out and he hears his name in it. And he comes out firing out the gate, says something crazy about someone, whole shit's made up, Hitman. It just hit your phone, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to check shit out. And I feel like that hurt him versus Mook, and he said it. Like, it just wasn't the matchup to be as turned up as he was. And I'll give it to him. The fact that a lot of shit he said in his third was true, whether you guys people want to admit it or not, there is cases, there is chart, like it's public information, and it is fucked up that nobody gives a fuck. But that was rap. Like, you knew that, like, come on, it's battle rap, bro. They don't take anything serious for real outside of paperwork. So it's like, on the flip side, I'm with him maybe a little there, but Mook out-rapped you all 3 rounds, and he rapped incredible shit, bro. The people did not just pick Mook because they don't like Hitman. The people picked Mook because he won the battle. I don't believe Hitman got bodied, but I do think it's fucked his career up a little, Frank. I mean, like, yo, he was going to have a Power Moves 2. There was rumblings of him and Twork that he was talking about Cody. If I only got a battle 3 times, can I make it happen? And we haven't seen Hitman, Power Moves, Bags and Bodies, or anything like that since. He's playing
why? He realized y'all hate him. And what he did was he took his talent.
This is what I don't like. This is what I don't like.
Talent for 1v1 is the exact same layout as battle rap, and he created a whole other lane.
But nobody's mad at that. But that it's not that we made him do anything, bro. Like like if it was in reverse and he battled Mook and then Mook left to do some other shit, we would be chefing up murder right now. It'd be the same shit, bro.
Because he's successful. That's my wild.
It's like the reverse of Drake and Kendrick. If Drake won, I'm sure we'd be like people be popping all types of shit. Like, he just was on the wrong side of a great battle rap war. The way Mook and Hitman, I'm not saying it compares, but in terms of like the gods of our shit, those guys really felt like they were up there. It was one that meant a lot. And at the end of the day, you lost clearly, bro. And Mook kind of predicted the way that you would talk after the battle too, blaming this, blaming that. The crowd was already against me. Like, when Hitman loses, all of a sudden, he was always set up to lose, and I don't fuck with that, bro. I don't think that's. I think that's poor sportsmanship.
Okay.
And I'm a huge fan. I don't even think he died in that battle. I just think he lost regular, but he handles it like a poor sport, and he gets more hate because of that. And I get it.
I'm a fan too, Frank. I was just mad I got robbed. And now, Capo's about to battle A, where we got to act like it didn't already happen.
Yo, and Capo's acting, talk about it's unfinished. He ain't lose money off camp. Never mind. Yeah. We don't know you lost a judge battle. I'm so tired of this bullshit.
That's what we're doing.
No, I just hate knowing shit and then pretending like I'm supposed to I
gotta act like it's not a like I gotta act
like, it's unfinished. We never know what happened. We do.
Yo.
in that same red ass room that y'all pretended the funeral of fame was the second coming of Christ.
All right. Free funeral fame. That's enough.
Free fame, man.
Locked up, free fame. I didn't know he was locked up. That's the same what I said before this.
Chris, the floor is yours.
All right, we're doing another round. Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
I don't know if this is wild. Tell me if y'all think this is wild. I think Danny Myers has done more to push battle rap forward than Loaded Lux. Is that a wild take?
Yeah.
Is that a wild take? Is that a wild take? So by your reaction, I guess it is a wild take.
I just think it's morally, like, it's a Warriors take. I think it's, I get it, because, like, we're going to say Danny gave these shots in places there would have never been.
Well, we're not going to say it's a fact, though.
He brought battle rap to corners that it's never been to before.
Yes. Are you arguing that, Smo, that he gave shots?
He did that, but Loaded Lux created the best generation.
Loaded Lux has battled less than 30 times.
Right, yeah,
but less than 30 times. I get the impact.
Loaded Lux was like,
hold on, it's not about to be a Lux bash. Like, I think
Lux was like, hey everyone, here's Arsenal.
And Tay Roc and Arsenal and
he's
good.
Mount Rushmore, that's cool. I agree.
Cool. Mount Rushmore. Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool.
Someone that has battled as little as he has battled cannot push the culture forward as much as someone like Danny, who has battled legends, god tiers, mid tiers, low tiers, shit tiers, no tiers.
But why does battling shit like some of this shit is very cool for Danny? We appreciate his contributions, but Loaded Lux in what maybe like an 18th of the catalog is a wildly more impactful battle.
It's a larger. It's more like a 40th. 1/40th.
1/40th, but then why is it probably 4 times as many views as his entire catalog?
Because Loaded Lux is very good at rapping. Loaded Lux is very good at rapping, and Danny Myers is out here giving people shots and trying to get people to. But we're playing same thing, and the same respect I have for Danny Myers, I have for Tay Roc, for Rum Nitty recently. Like, I respect these guys that are not just doing it for the one big battle a year or 2 big battles a year or 1 big battle every 3 years. Like, I get that there are legends, there are founding fathers on Mount Rushmore. Shout out to Harlem. I'm not trying to diss Loaded Lux in any way. It's more to big up what Danny has done. And if you ask a lot of these guys that are coming up rapping, a lot of people have Danny as their GOAT. Like, you could ask a lot of people, and I've spoken to so many people, whether it's low-tier battle rappers or just fans of the culture.
This man talk to King. All of a sudden, everybody's got Danny as the GOAT.
Yeah. A couple of people do. They really do.
Everybody with his one.
I know people that have said their end game is Danny Myers.
This is what we did. And first of all, you got to shoot higher than that. But listen. But it's the same that we just did with Av, where there's so much respect I have for Danny and view him as one of the 20 greatest. And I know my list, so when I say this, I'm not just throwing a number. I really kind of know where I got these guys at. And Danny is a great in his own right, a legend, Hall of Famer, whatever. But in terms of pushing the game forward, there's more to that than just battling a lot. And it's also the quality of shots you're giving. Now, Danny has been a part of a lot of battle rappers who went on to be great, their stories. And you've seen it a lot with UM1. Like him and Real Sick, like the win Sick got over him, helped propel Sick to kind of what he's turning into now. Eazy, the block captain in Danny's battle, helps propel him. But it's not like just, I wouldn't say like every legend had. A lot of times Danny had to work his way up to battle some of these legends. These legends that Loaded Lux birthed, created, and gave a platform. And on top of that, all these years later is still kind of whooping some of them in some of the best and biggest battles of all time.
I'm not doubting his greatness. The whole point of this segment is supposed to be wild takes. And now I cannot wait for Smo's next wild take.
He gave Loaded.
I can't wait.
Loaded Lux versus Hollow. He gave us Loaded Lux versus Hollow, and he gave us Loaded Lux versus Rum Nitty. Danny Myers does not have a battle in that stratosphere, though. And that's not even the most impactful battle he gave us, which is Calico, which fucking changed the landscape of battle rap. So Danny's a great guy, bro.
I have another wild thing about Cal, but
he can never push the game as far as Lux did. He can never.
With all of that said, Loaded Lux needs to battle Danny before it's all said and done.
Agreed.
Danny
deserves that. But I actually would like to. I just don't know if he ever will, but I would like to see it.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does, Danny 2-1.
Lux, if you're watching this, give Danny the battle.
Lux isn't watching. I'm sorry. I love you and your platform.
He sees everything.
Lux is not watching.
He sees everything. Lux sees everything. Trust me. He's going to watch it.
And well, if he is watching, my name is Jay Smo. Jay Smo Reviews.
That's crazy. With the names there is even crazier.
Lethal. It was lethal. Okay. Wait. So Smo, you did yours. Okay, so Smo, your turn. Wild take. Stop playing Smo. That was kind of, your first wild take was light. Where were you at, Smo?
You thought the Holland was like, it's always funny because for somebody, I know that you feel like I say a lot of wild shit. You got to catch me. It's not like I'm just walking around like, oh, I'm gonna say this and it's gonna make it mad. But I guess one here, I don't know. It's a divisive topic, so I don't know if it's hard to say straight up wild. But I think the whole movement against URL with, I'd say 99% of these artists that decided to go independent is really what hurt the game more than anything in battle rap. I think y'all drank the Kool-Aid. I think y'all listen to some people that put no money into your pockets telling you about green lands that don't exist for you. And I think that you ended up hurting yourself. And now 3 years later is a reason these guys got to come back to what matters most, where it is almost always, if not the entire time, paid the highest level of money and the most consistently. And people try to play game, and I just don't think they know how to play game. And that's why you got artists like, and granted, I think they made good decisions, Mike and Will coming back, but this is why K-Shine's in purgatory, thinking that you were just going to go and make your own league. Even Eazy.
Well, the purpose of this is supposed to be wild takes, not takes that everybody agrees with.
Does everybody?
No. He's kind of wild right now. He's kind of wild.
Does everybody agree with this? I don't know. You look around.
Absolutely, that's like a fact. Everything that you're saying is on paper. Everybody knows that. It was bad choices. They were all bad choices. Bill Will leaving was a bad choice. He's back. Right, all the people.
Every single one of them. Okay, I didn't know it was a hot take yet. I feel like we're still.
I think it's still kind of a wild take. I'm not gonna lie, it's still kind of.
Well, then you could say that if you don't feel like it's that wild, but I think that we went through so many years of like real URL PR blitzes that it's like crazy to say, but it's just like I think everyone was mostly wrong all along. I was saying it back then too, and I feel like on YouTube predominantly, Chris. Like I feel like if you go to the comment sections of a lot of like heavy bloggers and stuff, they lean the other way on this one, bro. There's a lot of people that blame URL for the reason we're at right now. But I think it's mainly the artist trying to chase things that just weren't like as easy to obtain as they thought they were or realistic. But maybe that's tame, man. Maybe
are you saying abolish battle rap run leagues, sir? Is that the vein of what you're talking
about? Them, but I kind of stand by a take I had a minute ago where just some of them like just shouldn't exist in the.
Oh boy, here we go. I knew it was gonna come back. To this.
And listen, we'll see how and I've spoken my piece to Tati. I told him I was wilding that day because at the end of the day, like saying something like that public is a very harsh stance. But we'll see what goes on with the re-up. But at some point, we're wasting. My big thing is wasting big matchups. Like that's always kind of my big problem with this, and even something that's not a huge matchup, but look what Cal's League has turned into, bro. Has anyone heard from TBL, by the way? What's going on this year? I don't see as much just booking Hitman versus Mook out of the fucking sky and then downsizing shop a year later. And I just think it's like, it's cool to root for when it's a new thing, that first card, but it's hard to do this shit it's hard to do it once, God forbid. I don't even know, but I'm already knowing the stress they go through. The stress to do that 3 to 5 times years straight, financially what that takes, having to reinvent the wheel, having to come up with fresh matchups, having to come up with fresh talent, but you can't. So you go and steal matchups that should be on bigger leagues. That's far, far more powerful to the infrastructure of battle rap than just no shows or just contracts that you guys don't even know what they look like. People,
TBL, they got a lot going on. TBL has a lot going on right now. They just announced their new tournament. They still are big in the.
And I saw that they announced the tournament, but it's a big way to go for booking Rum and Cal and Hitman and Mook and trying to book Cassidy and all that. And then the next year you pop out. I wanted some smaller events from them, but is this what they're doing for the years? Welcome to bat, get your name out there, attorneys, or are you gonna compete?
I think that Cassidy and Eazy thing really hurt them. You know what I'm saying? I think they're doing great things in the WTBL space with the ladies. I think that this new tournament with the fellas is going to be really dope too. I'm hyped for that as well. I think it's good for them to shift their focus to growing their own talent, which is what I think this TBL tournament is going to do. Give them a chance to do that. But I do think that those big battles all happen a bit too early, and it's difficult to sustain. Let's keep it all the way a beam. URL has been #1 forever. And in the midst of everybody trying to jump into the URL lane, URL has outlasted everybody, excluding nobody. They've outlasted everybody. They've managed to do an event every month for the last 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is. Their consistency is insane. They're #1 on the block. We could go into we could go please God no. We could go into different talks about business tactics and all that. That's a whole separate conversation. What I will say is they have dominated. They've been consistent. it is clear as day who the number one league on the block is, and I personally, me myself, just by myself, feel like it's time to eclipse all these other leagues doing these big battles. Let URL handle the big battles moving forward. If there's another influx of cash, a wave of money that comes into battle rap, let it go directly to the NBA. And we need to start getting some exclusivity contracts signed around here. I'm tired of going to McDonald's to get a bit of fucking Whopper, going to Burger King to get a Big Mac, and the experience is just watering down. Every time I see
that's
it,
great urbanization of it.
That's
I
one
feel like
thing, that's great.
maybe to us and maybe to Chris, you know, that's common. But I feel like, yo, could you imagine like 2023, like saying that, like, yo, we need to get every big battle back on URL and do like exclusivity contracts. And the years of people being like exclusivity is evil. We saw with the Shine interview, a lot of people don't even know what fucking exclusivity means. They're just scared of the word. So it's just like you get a bunch of just silly shit, bro. You get a lot of not professionalism.
It's been disgusting.
People want to play big money, but they don't really want to. Like, you think you want to, and then you got to actually do the shit to keep that shit stable. And that's why you see a lot of leagues that get backing for a year more than usual financially, and then all of a sudden they go on a run of booking big battles you never seen. All due respect, but obviously RBE had Gerald's backing. All of a sudden, oh, this is the year of them, the Blue Room. They take up all these big battles, all this big time, and then just like that, we never see RBE again in that capacity. So but it's just easy to pop all that. It's easy to do a year of booking the biggest battles, but that hurts the ecosystem when you're booking things for pettiness, when you're booking things to get at someone, and you're not booking things in the nature of the culture, the big battles that should be happening at this time. We lost sight of that, and the competition made people eat each other alive.
I want you to say something that I disagree with, Smo, so I could come back and the way you came with me. But
nah, that's not.
Tech said, "Yeah, I agree with that." No, I will say this to separate RBE. I think RBE has done the least amount of sponsored funding and stuff like that. I think RBE has really been like mostly out of. ARP. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you self-funded most of this stuff.
Oh,
so most
of it has been RBE.
Not the entirety, but a huge portion of RBE battles have been
obvious, and this isn't to downgrade ARP either. It's not a shot
like that's
for the legacy. RBE to me is probably the second best league for me, my second favorite league ever. You know what I'm saying? The classics, they've given so many, and even in many ways, that 2023 they did compete with URL, and we're the best league that year. But the level of battles to put the entire St. Louis theme card, get Hitman outside, get Hitman in a small room. Do you know the fee you have to pay Hitman at that time, and then and put that in a small room. And obviously Gerald is very openly backing that. But I'm just saying, like, to book it that level, because they did something different that year. In terms of how often they were doing it compared to other years, it puts other leagues out of business, bro. And if you would go out of business for booking this battle, you shouldn't book the battle. Like, it's just like, I just don't like it. I feel like that's very simple. So
okay, well,
I guess maybe that's more common than I thought, though, man.
All right, well, but I do also think that it's time to abolish a few leagues, and I hate to say this, but some
Frank
need to abolish is some battle rapper run leagues. I'm sorry.
You could abolish Charlie's league before it starts. No, let me not.
Not salute Charlie Cliff. Yeah, but no, you definitely got to diminish some of these leagues. What I think needs to happen is there needs to be a standard for starting a league. You got to meet certain standards, and if you don't meet those standards, then we just combine you with another league and under an umbrella or something like that. But there's just way too many leagues out there and way too many people trying to book battles that should only be happening in one place.
Well, you can't say that, it's the battle rapper ran leagues without like bigging up the battle rapper ran leagues that are successful, right? Like,
so salute to Hitman Holla. I think Bags and Bodies did a great job.
I think whether you want to admit it or organic was a battle rapper. King of the Dot is a battle rapper.
King of the Dot, very successful.
Right? That's a successful league. Shout out to Gates of the Garden. I feel like they're overall successful with their longevity.
They're one of the few that figured out how to make money from battle rap.
For sure. I Battle is a successful league ran by a battle rapper.
I
feel like the Riot is a successful league overall as a whole.
100%.
Battle rapper ran. So there are other ones that are very successful.
100%.
But I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, we just got to cut off a few. We got to trim a few. I'm sorry. I hate to say it like that, but it's fact. I'm definitely going to see what happens with T-Top's league. But to T-Top's credit, he's had a few battle events that went well. No Cut. What was the battle? There was an event right before No Cut.
I was there. That was when
Gorilla
and Authentic, and
yeah, that went
yeah.
smoothly.
I was in the
Overseas,
building. That was a very smooth event. I was in the building for that.
the UK card was smooth as well.
Yes,
So there's been a few events that it's not just bad event after bad event. I think No Cut had mic issues. No Cut 2, we saw what happened with that. So they've had some issues, but if this re-up card doesn't go well, I think they're gonna have to either reconfigure their game plan or join up under an umbrella in some type of way. But let's see how this re-up card goes before we jump to any conclusions. You know what I'm saying? With that said, my final wild take of the evening.
Big Jersey, stand up.
I'm gonna leave ORED alone for the next time we have a because I wanted to do my ORED spiel. I'm gonna save it for the next.
Yeah, you gotta get Black on here.
All right, so let me save my sugar one. Hold on.
Yeah, so my my final wild take of the evening. Eazy the block captain don't got it no more, and he's about to lose to Av 2-1. And I'm gonna explain
you
it.
got him as the A side. You said all that, but now
he's the A side, but I got him. He's about to lose to Av in the nasty fashion. I'll tell you why. He does not have the hunger. He don't got the eye of the tiger. We're Philly, right? He can't run up them steps and be Rocky no more. Eazy has not. We haven't seen the. I'm a huge Eazy the block captain fan.
Me too.
Big salute to Eazy the block captain. But the hunger, I watched it diminish over the course of a year. The Suge battle, he did very, very well. I still had him losing, but I had him winning the second round. I don't care what nobody says. The Swamp battle, I thought he did well, but you could even see in the Swamp battle, like he's had some highs in that battle. He won, but you can just see the Eazy that battled Hitman Holla, the Eazy that battled Rex, the Eazy that battled Danny Myers, the Eazy that battled Calico, the Eazy that battled Averb. That Eazy the block captain has faded. When I watch him versus Twork, that battle is really, if we're being honest, even though Eazy won, if Twork was on 100, he would have got smoked that battle. The material that Eazy brought, although he won, I'll never take a win away from anybody. Eazy,
he has some shit in there, Frank. It's just that, with the crowd not reacting.
It's not the Eazy that I have not seen, the Eazy that I became a fan of in a minute. And you're going up against Av, who is a relentless puncher. Av not only raps well, he's started to incorporate angling into his battles very well as well. There's a multitude of things that Av does that you cannot combat. Now, let's be clear. Eazy is an incredible talent. He has incredible talent. He has the ability to win, but I have not seen a hungry Eazy in a very long time. And I think he's walking into an ass whooping Av 2-1. Is that a wild take? Chris, where you at with it?
I think that if you do Twitter polls, I want to say Av might be the favorite in this battle. I don't think that saying Av is going to win this battle is that crazy of a take. I agree with most of the things you said. I do feel like the quality of his raps during that URL run where he wasn't losing is significantly higher than the last couple he's done. I think most people would agree with that. But at the same time, he's still winning battles. Like, yes, he lost the Suge battle. Yes, he lost the Charlie battle. But he's still, for the most part, he's winning battles.
And that Cassidy battle was way closer than it should have been, though, the first round.
1-0 Eazy, man.
I had Eazy winning, but it was an edge.
An edge by what? Cassidy.
I think he had it clear. I'm not going to lie. Cassidy won the crowd with the rock bar.
Yo, Cassidy gets to have one bar and they call it debatable.
That's it. So do you agree it was the rock bar, Smo? Like the rock bar was
like
nothing
else get graded so differently. My son Cassidy got to have one haymaker.
See, I didn't like nothing Cassidy said.
If he has one haymaker.
Okay, so Frank, tell me one thing Cassidy said.
Don't do this right now. It's late. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired. Don't do that.
But my only thing I don't like to do the whole say the bars because it do be late. But then you can't say you didn't like nothing else. Like, I'm like, well, what's that? What's something else to like? Like it's like you initiated it. I'm not gonna be able to give one more take before I get out of here. I gotta pop out of here soon. But as for this one, I definitely think it's unfair. It's definitely, I think, unfair to say that Eazy don't got it anymore. I just don't believe in it. I just think he hasn't rapped publicly in a while. But like, yo, he just clipped up New Jersey Twork after we said he was ducking him for years. You know what I'm saying?
Eazy Schmo.
But this is what I don't like though. We do this with more than Eazy. And to be honest, I think Eazy brought a lot of the hell that's going on with him in battle rap upon himself. So there's better examples of this, to be honest. But we'll ask a guy to like win. right? Because we was clowning him. He lost to Clips, which was some goofy shit. He had life shit going on, but you know,
Real
Charlie Clips, like, but it's crazy with, you know, just the state Clips was in. Like he knows what that looks like on his record. And then he loses to Suge, where he underestimated him and thought he could put it in Jersey to get. He thought Suge would be so easy. He's like, if I put the battle in Jersey, I can get points from it, as opposed to people won't give me points if I just battle him anywhere. I think that's how overconfident he was about the battle. I think that's exactly how the battle ends up in Jersey, and he fucked up. Because then you ended up getting vintage Suge, and even though Eazy was really good, you know, he's got to deal with that. The John battle, he popped shit forever. It's debatable, but I got him losing.
I had him winning.
Listen, I'm not mad because it's debatable, but I think it's fair to say the consensus had John though. A lot of people had John winning the battle, bro. Same way the consensus has Suge. Same way the consensus he definitely lost to Geechee. Same way he lost to Clips. So we got on him. But then when he wins, we want to say, oh, well, how fire is he within that? Or when he lights up Ill Will, we want to say, oh, well, it wasn't a good will.
Amazing against Ill Will.
Something.
He was amazing against Ill Will.
If it's not winning and losing, now it's how fire you are. Oh, you bodied him too good. He wasn't even trying. It's like, it's just no fairness to it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think this is going to be as funny as it is, because history-wise, Av, you would think outranks him, but like this feels like Av finally getting another big plate after Hollow. Isn't that crazy? Like we were expecting maybe like a Calico, or I guess T-Rex is kind of that echelon. I don't know if it hit like that, but obviously in rank, but timing is everything. When he got Hollow, it felt like, yo, Av's been chasing him down forever. I think people were kind of shocked when him and Rex popped up. I don't know if they viewed it the same for his career, and maybe you do, and I wouldn't blame you for that. But I feel like Eazy's like a big battle for a guy that's really hard to get big battles. I think the pressure's more on Av for me in this one. To not to prove himself, because he does good in these battles, but I would like to see him, like, you know, win against someone with a style that I think typically could counteract his. Like, even though it feels like Cal's avoiding it, I would have Cal beating Av too. And I feel like Eazy has the kind of the style here to like break down his style a little bit, man. I don't know if it's going to be, I'm not going to call it clear per se, and I've been saying it's going to be a debatable battle going in, but I think this is one where just when you think a battler is out or you get stagnant with something, they do something to change that opinion. So I'm going to go Eazy 2-1, man, and I think it's completely unfair to say that he's out of it. If Av wins, that's not crazy. He's fucking Av. We just talked about how good Av was, but I think you're trying to motivate Eazy more than anything.
I think so too.
I think
so too. I know you know Eazy's going to watch this.
I'm just keep.
And Eazy's a war.
Who knows who's gonna watch this?
He's a war of two extremes, Frank. It's either like you're like that Antonio guy that wants to fight for Eazy's honor on Twitter every day, or like you like think Eazy's never gonna shit. It's all fake. You know, like I get how it is.
Text your thoughts.
What you want another hot take?
Oh no! I think we're gonna close out with this one.
Okay. My thoughts. I think I don't agree. I think he's still winning battles. I think he's still good. I think he's still a very, very big draw. One of the biggest draws in battle rap. Still, people want to see him rap. I think he's rapping well and he's winning battles. That's what I think.
And I go as far to say
Trenches is successful.
He's top 10 active
winning battles. To be clear, I never said he wasn't winning, but what I said is we haven't seen the Eazy that we are accustomed to, the hungry Eazy. We haven't seen that in a while, and I think Av is gonna spank that ass 2-1.
I also have Av winning 2-1, but you know, I'm not surprised if Eazy wins, and he's doing great things with the trenches. You know, all the things going on. You know what he's doing over there. So yes, he's not battling as much as he used to. He actually never really battled a lot. I would never say he was one of the guys battling every month. But I still think we're getting quality raps from Eazy the Block Captain. I think he's
it the same Eazy that battled Danny Myers? Is it the same Eazy?
No, and I said that I think that Eazy the run he had in URL, I think that's his prime. But you get that from almost every battle rapper. You have a stretch, right? Where, you know, you can name literally any, you can pull any battle rapper out of a hat, right? The Saga had a stretch where he was killing shit, and then, you know, there's a stretch where he wasn't. You could do that. But the thing is, Eazy stretch where he wasn't, he still was winning. Like, it's not like he was just taking L after L after L. He is still winning in his down stretch. He's still winning battles. And I think
he only lost to Suge, Geechee.
I learned how to lose to John. Charlie.
So, hold on. So you're saying he wasn't taking L's, but you have him losing to John, Geechee, Suge, and Charlie Clips. That's 4 L's, but
That's
he wasn't
4 out of how many, Frank?
out of like 7 battles.
No way.
But he's saying that his
That's
whole
crazy.
career, like his whole run of it, ever
I'm
since.
saying
probably,
that,
That whole run, he was like undefeated.
I'm saying after Hitman Holla, we have not seen that Eazy again.
Yo, but isn't it like a little unfair to be like, yo, you got a Hitman plate on a big stage in New York City? Like, I'm not saying like, so you would want something close to it, but he kind of gave you that with the Will battle, bro. Like, I just feel like, what are you looking at the Av battle? Like, I want to see the Eazy to battle Chess. Like, obviously that would be cool.
Yes, I would like to see that.
I'm just saying it's hard to ask if he don't match up to his best performance ever.
Like,
I feel like that becomes then an unfair, like,
if I could get the Eazy to battle Hitman, if I get the Eazy to battle Danny Myers, if I could get the Eazy to battle Ill Will.
To be real though, he don't even got to be as good as he was in those battles to win this one.
Wow. I thought y'all said Av was a great. Now he don't got to be that good to win.
Great, but he's beat other greats without being that great too. Like he wasn't as good versus Shine as he was versus Hitman, but he beat him. Does that make Shine ass? No. I'm just saying like there's levels to being good. Like he could be an 8 out of 10 and still beat Av.
A lot of people have K-Shine winning that battle.
I definitely had him winning that. I had Eazy winning.
Eazy and K-Shine?
K-Shine ain't beat no fucking Eazy the block half.
I had Eazy winning. But recently, like so many people are telling me K-Shine winning. I remember when we watched it, Duchess told me K-Shine won, and I said she's out her fucking
wait
mind.
for another scandal to come out, Chris. They're gonna have losing to Don Marino too. This is how the game goes, bro. It's just
no, a lot of people have K-Shine winning.
No, the Change My Opinion crew is the nastiest crew in battle rap. Like I didn't see you just have it like this way all these years. You're like, if now that I rewatched it, you didn't rewatch that shit. You just saw a tweet. You saw a tweet one of the 450 that liked it. I hate this.
Well, gentlemen, I appreciate y'all joining me for Wild Take segment of it. I look forward to the next round because I'm gonna have some hot takes.
I have some written down for next time.
Yeah, me too. God bless both of y'all. Appreciate y'all time, man.
Absolutely, man.
Oh, did y'all want to plug anything before we go? Got to ask that. Smo, anything special coming up? A Bookham episode
right there. J Smo reviews. Go subscribe, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's been a dry May in battle rap, but as we get to the summer, it's gonna be more to come. Is what it is.
Ideally, tumbleweeds out there. Chris Tex.
Nothing much, man. You see the name right there underneath Battle Rap Royalty. Click the YouTube. Please subscribe.
Yes, indeed. All right, we out of here. God bless.
Yes, sir.